and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the CoinPoker YouTube channel. My name is Gary Blackwood, joined by Owen Misseri. We've been streaming to ourselves for the last 30 minutes. A slight technical issue, but we're back in the game here. And today we are running our VIP weekly game as part of the Cash Game World Championship. We've got our hero of the day. Ryan DePaulo is in the mix. He's down about 3k so far, but he was down about 6 or 7. He was facing Oblivion at one point, but managed to find a chop versus Linus Love to stay in the game. And Owen, we're playing the 7 Deuce game.
Yeah, it's exciting format. It's been exciting so far. Had a few, one particular highlight, which unfortunately we've missed, I guess. But I guess we can go back to it, make sure that Rig's moment in history isn't isn't lost due to the stream getting deleted.
We can, fortunately, I've recorded it, so maybe we can get an editor to splice it in, but it was a moment that will go down in history as the first ever player to win with 7 Deuce in the Cash Game World Championship. A ballsy play by Rig Deck.
Yeah, he did it well as well. He did it, well, I guess we could just go over the hand, but
let's do it, yeah.
Kind of felt a little check raise with no, absolutely going to be drawing dead or close to it if he got called, but check shoved all in on the flop in a 3-bet pot, and got it through to take down the bounty.
Yeah, the flop was 9-8-8 with 2 hearts. RDP bet 2k into 4k with about 4k behind, and Rig Deck said, "Do you know what? I'm here for the guts and the glory." And he went with it, and he got a pretty snappy fold from RDP. And he wins $500 from every player at the table. So this is the new format, which will be rolled out in all the games on CoinPoker very soon. We'll have 7 Deuce tables, whereby if you win a pot at your table with 7 Deuce, you win 5 big blinds from everyone at the table. So Rig Deck earning an extra couple of $1,000 for his valiant efforts. And we've spoken a little bit about the size of the bounty, Owen. We talked about how if it's too big, it gets a little silly. But we think 5 big blinds, that's a nice sweet spot.
Yeah. 5 big blinds is it's pretty much the point where you start wanting 7 Deuce just a little bit more than aces. Well, at least if you're a brave player, but it's not so much that you can just call it off. So it's a bit different to aces. Like, I think it's very exciting. You can win some really nice pots, obviously, but it's also very easy to get it in drawing dead. Whereas aces is a bit the opposite. It's harder. You open, take it down pre. You win a lot of those small pots with aces, but you don't you don't lose quite so many where it goes off in terrible fashion. And the hand where Rigged had earlier, I mean, obviously. Ryan could have just called, anything that he would have called there would have had 7 Deuce in horrible shape, which is a bit unique to 7 Deuce only. When you're playing the worst hand in poker, it can get you into some spots.
Imagine Ryan called it off with 5-4 of hearts and Rig got it in good. That would have just been incredible.
That would have been quite funny. Yeah.
The classic value jam with 7 Deuce. So as mentioned, guys and girls, this is going to be rolled out to all tables on CoinPoker. So get studying. Get set up on how to...
Good luck finding a way to study this. Maybe there is something, I don't know. Someone will build their own 7 Deuce specific solver.
Pio Solver 4.0 coming soon.
Yeah. With the 7 Deuce functionality.
Absolutely. So we've spoken a little bit... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go on.
I was going to say we've spoken a little bit about the Cash Game World Championship so far, but unfortunately it was in vain due to some slight technical issues. So we're going to run through some of the leaderboard again. As we can see, Linus Love is in the game today. He is bottom of the pile so far. He is down 136,000 after 14,000 hands.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's surprising to see Linus at the bottom, but he's a super aggressive redliner, and people, he doesn't like folding. People don't like folding to him, and when you're on the wrong end of it, you can go on some rough downswings, but I'm sure he's gonna keep grinding, and yes, I reckon he'll have it turned around before the end of this.
Yeah, absolutely. As you say, that style that he plays, it's inevitable that you're going to go through some swings, and we're both very confident he is going to swing all the way up towards the end of the championship. We've got Pepe Bergomi in second to last place, relatively new.
Yeah, but Pepper's quite like he's kind of cut from the same cloth as Linus. They play like a very similar style. But Pepper's he's a bit less aggro, but it's hard for anyone to be as aggressive as Linus.
Yeah.
But yeah, they play a very similar sort of style. I know that they've like worked together and studied together a bit. But yeah, I mean he's not someone I would expect him to be down there. But that's the thing when the field is so tough. Anyone can go on a downswing, as you can see. Like I don't think if there was someone who people wouldn't have picked to be there at the bottom, it probably would have been Linus.
Yeah, absolutely. One of our players in the game, Rig Deck, was really off to a tough start, but has managed to claw plenty of his losses back. He was down around 100k, now only down 35k.
Yeah. I mean, he's made quite a comeback. Yeah, he's. I mean, I think you were saying earlier he's got 19,000 hands.
Yeah.
So he's the kind of guy who is gonna go on these massive swings, but also just because the amount of hands he plays, going on a 10 buy and downswing and that many hands is like it's not that big. And then he's clawed 7 of them back. He's a very, very sharp player. I'm good friends with him. He's I've obviously been rooting for him to make a bit of a comeback. And yeah, so good to see him doing it.
To give a little bit of comparison, so Rig Deck is down 35k so far. There's a player in the game called Turd Sandwich who is down 39k so far. Rig Deck's win rate is minus 1.8 and Turd Sandwich is minus 48. So in terms of volume, it's minimal swings, as you say.
Yeah, but someone told me who Turd Sandwich was, but I've forgotten. That's certainly one name to pick. Yeah, somebody maybe takes them a little bit less, takes themselves a little bit less seriously.
there are some fantastic screen names in there. Shout out Your Mom Is Hot. I think that's
yeah. That was a good one too. I quite like Art's one, Fold or Die Trying.
Fold or Die Trying.
Yeah, I like Fold or Die Trying. It's quite a nice one. Yeah.
That's awesome. Let's talk about the top of the leaderboards. Davy Jones and Tax here, they've been neck and neck so far, and as I said to you earlier, they've kind of broken away from the pack, although of course anything can happen. Davy Jones just in first place, he's up 187 compared to Tax here's 174. But as you said, these guys would have been hot favourites anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it's like last year, Davey. I mean, he played a bit, but he didn't get in the volume that he really should have.
Hold that thought for just 1 second. Sorry to interrupt. We've got Linus Love jamming for 16k. RDP is in the tank.
Oh, yeah, let's not get in the way of this.
RDP, is he thinking of calling it off?
I wonder. Yeah, interesting that he's tanking, and it's not the 7 days.
It's not. No.
Yeah, I feel like Ryan had a hand which was probably good against 7 deuce and not much else. I reckon. I feel like that's what the tank was for when he just flat the open. Sitting there with ace-8 suited, like.
Well, I can beat 7 deuce here. We are going to get to see what Ryan had. He is streaming, albeit on a 2-hour delay.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what the tank was about. But like that's kind of my guess that he was he was in that weird spot. And also obviously like I was only 17. Behind him it is going to be live as well. So that there's a bunch of people you can run into there. And in this case Linus just had it. So yeah, but it does add that little extra element.
We're going to come back and talk about our hero RDP in just a little second. For those that don't know, Owen gave him a little crash course in how to approach today's game. But coming back to the Cash Game World Championship, we're 7 days in, and Davy Jones and Tax here way out top 2. You were talking about how good these guys are and how expected it is for them to be top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, I mean Davy's been my pick for if we're not including myself, he's been my. And even then, to be honest, I might pick him over me. Like, I think Davy's so good. I love watching him play poker. I think he's like so good, especially in like the 6max format. I played a bunch of heads up against him, and the thing is, especially when we were playing heads up, I was definitely a lot more studied than him in the format, at least at first. But he was still like he was still making my life so hard. And then in these 300, 400 games, that's where he's like made his money like killing people with like 9, 10 big blind win rates his whole career. It's absolutely insane. And then people say that you can't beat high stakes for like high win rates. And Davy Jones's table selection is literally free-handed with Linus and whoever else will sit him. And it's been that way for a while, and he's still been winning it like at least 5 BB on most of his accounts.
Yeah.
And
Isn't that crazy?
but like it's also the way he does it. I love watching David play. He's the style of poker he plays is something which I find really inspiring, honestly.
That's awesome. That's really, really great. And as you say, to have these phenomenal win rates when you're battling the best of the best, it's even more impressive.
Yeah, of course.
You're
when
making
you sit anyone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're making a bit of a comeback yourself. You're up to 9th on the leaderboard now after a little bit of a rocky start. Are you happy to be back in the mix?
Yeah. I mean, the first 2 days, I definitely like, I could feel I wasn't playing very well. Just there were. It was weird. It was like I felt like my instincts were good, and then I wasn't listening to them, and then I saw that because it's on the show tables. I saw that I should have listened to them instead of fizzying out, and then I was like, oh wow, if I grew a pair, I would have. If I grew a pair, I would have been doing all right here. But yeah, I was only down like 3 binds or something, but I was being quite hard on myself. But yeah, even now that I'm up, I'm still kind of irritated. I still think I still made a couple mistakes in the last 2 days, especially the end of sessions. I played like 10-hour sessions, 2 days in a row, or like they might have been even longer than that. And I know I can't play sessions that long. And then I made some mistakes at the end and punted off a few stacks, and I was like, you know this happens, but still at least being up 4 binds, like 7 BB win rate so far, not bad. Like they can't turn my nose up at that. But it's just knowing that I could have like I could have made it a little bit better. And the thing is, if I start running bad later, it's going to be really irritating. It's easy to write these things off when you're still winning money, but I don't want to be like that. I want to be on my own case a little.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've got RDP. Mr. DePaulo raising in the small blind here.
Yeah,
Queen 9-4 rainbow.
Going
for pots.
Sort of full pot c-bet on the sort of disconnected board. Yeah, that felt like 7 deuce. I'm surprised Brack didn't sniff that out. That felt like I had a feeling that felt like someone who wanted to steal that pot very quickly. But nice hand.
That
Get
is
some of it.
fantastic. And steal that pot he did. RDP winning $500 from everyone on the table. That is fantastic.
Yeah. He does it. I feel like that can be, sort of the dynamic where people like he's come in as the VIP, and so people might be like, oh, he's betting big with a big hand, and like he can get away with that a bit more. Whereas if someone else mixes up their c-bet size and suddenly pops it, you might be like, oh, he's just trying to steal a 7 deuce. But I think that one really felt like he was up to something.
Didn't it just?
Good to see that. Good to see that the instincts are still working even in the weird format. I mean, obviously Brack probably just had some dust there and he just folds it. But you can still you could flick in a cheeky raise there.
Yeah, well, min raise, see what's up. It's easier to say when you see the 7 deuce though.
Well, it's like have you seen the Rui Cao hand versus Tom Duan where Rui Cao like he calls the free bet and then like calls him down with 8 high or like because he's so sure Tom has 7 deuce. And yeah, so most hands are still going to beat 7 deuce there, even if you don't have much on that board. You can make a read, but then that's why it's so fun. You get into this leveling war where someone just like reps 7 deuce when they don't have it. Yeah. See now there's a whole little meta going on. Like if he does that again, like what does it mean this time? Is he just trying to steal? But yeah, no, nice to see him get off that start. And now he's up on the day, only slightly, but yeah.
He's up $400. Let's go. Let's see if we can spin this up, Ryan, one time. I'll make for peak content. Guys and
It's
girls,
also
we are on
it's
a
also a bit unfair. I like, you know, if I'm giving him a bit of prep for the game and then I see it's like, oh, that looks like a way he might be trying to steal a pot with 7 deuce. I've got some inside info there.
We've pot development here between Zhao and I was only 17, $3,000 in the middle. Looks like Zhao is 3-bet pre. I was only 17, makes the call. Checks it on over to the button.
Yeah. It's always interesting to think, like, I wonder if it changes anything that 7 deuce is sort of connected. Because you probably just bluff it off anyway, even if you don't have a draw. But maybe it just makes it easier. Makes it a little more relaxing.
I have asked the chat for some questions. We'll get to them in just a second. For those that don't know, we are playing the 7 deuce, which is a new format which will be rolled out very soon on CoinPoker. A really exciting format whereby if you win a pot with 7 deuce, you win a bounty from everyone at the table. Zhao 3-betting, flopping the nuts. Decided to check it on over to his opponent. Couldn't get any action. Went for the delay c-bet and just took it down. A little unfortunate to flop the nuts there and get an action.
Yeah, because you have nuts on a board which typically isn't that great for you. So he goes and checks it over. But then there's this weird thing of like, once you check, maybe you get less 7 deuce credit, you know? Maybe if he just c-bets, especially because Barack just lost the 7 deuce to Ryan DePaulo, right? And he doesn't want to do it again. Okay. And you see 7, yeah. I feel like there's like an interesting leveling war of like, okay, yeah, on the one hand he kind of just wants to play good poker, but it's like the 7 deuce is like when you don't have 7 deuce, you still got to think about how you would play it, because that's the best way to get paid, right? Is to play things in the same way, and then they don't want to let it go because the whole table will be mad at you.
A couple of people in the chat asking about the 7 deuce game. We have seen 2 winners with 7 deuce. You guys will have just seen Mr. RDP betting pot on Queen 9-4 and taking it down. For those that didn't hear, we had an epic first win with 7 deuce. RDP bet 2k into 4k with 4k behind on 9-8-8 with 2 hearts. Rig deck put them all in. RDP snap folded and rig deck windmilled the 7 deuce across the table to win a really nice pot, and obviously the bragging rights, the first ever 7 deuce winner on CoinPoker, and an extra $500 from everyone at the table. Absolutely fantastic stuff. We've seen a lot of action so far today.
It would be nice to include spots where people didn't go for it with 7 deuce to shame them. Obviously it shows when you win, but if someone folds a 7 deuce somewhere, it should just show it.
Yeah, the software should just big red pop up.
The river and just check folded.
Let's have a little look at the chat so far. Apparently my laptop was a little too close to my microphone. You guys are hearing the fan. The fan is quite loud on this laptop, but it should be fixed now. Got a couple of questions in for Owen. Owen, how close are the edges between Linus and top players? I'm going to rephrase the question a little bit, because obviously Linus is a top player, but we have several top players, namely Taxir, Davy Jones, etc. How close are the edges between the creme de la creme in the middle of the pack?
I would say there's... Well, see, Linus is an interesting case. Because I think Linus has this really, really nice like base game plan, and it's really hard to put holes in it.
Okay.
It takes a very long time to actually work out any areas that you can get edge on. Like they're there, but like they're not obvious. But I don't think he does as much of as good a job adjusting to like the middle of the pack or the weaker players.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not to say that, like, you know, obviously he's still doing fine against them, but I feel like Linus's game plan is exclusively built for playing like Crusher versus Crusher, you know?
Okay.
Whereas there are other guys like Davey who can obviously do super well like against the other top players, and I still think he's doing amazingly in like any lineup. But I think the pressure that Davey puts on those like weaker and like more middle pack players, it is higher. Like he knows how to make their life specifically hard, because he he's sort of actively thinking about what they don't understand. And not to say Linus isn't doing that. Obviously, whenever you talk about strengths and weaknesses of the top players, they all have like it's all a relative thing. But I would say like that there are other players who make the weaker players' lives harder. Whereas I think Linus is one of those guys where it's like, as you get better, I think you get more respect for him because you realize that like you realize like as you get more of an understanding for the game, and you're like, oh, this actually doesn't help me against him because he was already running the counterplay to stop this.
Mm-hmm.
Like he didn't think about whether I was doing the thing to make sure the countermeasure was in place. He just did it because that's his game plan, right? And so I think, yeah, I hope that explains like sort of what the difference is. Obviously, you know, they're both like really strong players, but it's like a difference in playstyle. Linus has like this utmost faith in this game plan. You know, it's printed in millions over the years. Whereas I think Davey's a bit more. He's thinking a bit more on the fly. He's like playing within this specific hand and trying to get all the information he can to make the perfect decision right now. And if you're giving away a bunch of information, then obviously that gets really rough for you. But like Linus is playing in a way where he's sort of giving you the respect to say that you're probably not giving as much away because he's used to like he's built his game plan to like basically beat the second best player. I feel like that's how he views it. He's like, I'm the top. I'm gonna build my game plan to beat number 2. Whereas I think Davies is like, I'm gonna build my game plan to beat whoever I'm across from to the max, which could be number 2. But he's yeah. Hopefully that makes some sense.
That's a really interesting answer. And we saw a very interesting hand there. Linus is. I'm going to pull up in the replayer here and see if we can do that. Just bear with me 1 second. I want to come back to your answer because it was really quite interesting. But we saw a really interesting hand here between Linus and Rig Deck. I'll just whiz through it super quick. So these guys are anteing up. Linus is going to raise in the cutoff. Rig Deck makes the call. Linus comes for a pot size c-bet. Rig Deck defends. We see the 10 of hearts on the turn. Linus bets again. Rigged Deck makes the call. And then we see Rigged lead out on the river for a small size. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, so these ones are kind of interesting. Basically, the way to think about them... Oh man, no, I'm going to give away so much secret sauce here.
Hang on, let me get ready to write this down.
How do we do this without giving away secret sauce? This is hard. Right. Basically, okay. The simpler side of it is you have some hands which are worth a little bit more than just the check call on the turn, right?
Okay.
But they're not worth going all in. So they check call the turn against Linus's bet, and then the pot isn't quite big enough for them, so they can lead the river. If you think about, I guess a good example of this might be like either King 10 or Ace 10, or Ace Deuce, where they're sort of cuspy. Whether you want to, like, you can't quite get the full stack in, but you're worth like a little bit more than that 75% pot bet on the turn, so you can lead them. And then you also have some combo draws as well, which you can lead as the bust. So it's quite an interesting line for that. There's a few other things going on, but like that's the most simple part of it.
Okay.
But yeah. we'll leave it at that. All the rest is going to be behind a paywall. can't be giving it for free. But yeah, that's the basics of it.
I don't want to sound too weird, but that little taste of secret sauce you gave was absolutely fantastic. We appreciate you coming on. And...
Okay. Well, yeah, that's fantastic then. Yeah.
How much for a bottle of Owen Viseri's secret sauce?
And you can see how sharp these guys are with, finding stuff like this and like knowing it's a reasonable line to take. And yeah, I think also it's about being like situationally aware of when it would make sense, rather than, which is always the way I see it, rather than trying to do it to hit max accuracy. But yeah, like Rig just seeing that, I could have hit Ace 10 on the turn, I probably wouldn't have check raise shoved it, and then maybe if you do get shoved on here, like Ace 10's a bit close, or maybe he rivers Ace 9, say, And ace nine might be like the exact hand where if he shoves on you, you have a capture, but if he checks back, you're like, oh, I'm always good. So he puts in this little bet.
Okay.
But yeah, just being able to like visualize your range in that way, I think it shows like the level that these guys are on really.
It's a really interesting spot. I've screenshot the hand. I'm going to play around in the solver after we're finished up here today.
Yeah, well, hopefully I nailed
it. I'll let you know if you didn't. I just wanted to, sort of reiterate the point. It's a very cool hand, and I think a lot of people watching this will agree with me. Whereby, if I saw my opponent do that, my first instinct is, what are you doing? Why are you sort of leading out in the river? So it's really nice insight into the difference between obviously the top guys and sort of the middle of the pack guys.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite easy to just check over your entire range, and also it's not necessarily a mistake. I mean, there was a point where I got really obsessed with like hitting these lines very accurately, and then I looked at Davy's stats one day and I saw that he literally never did this. I mean, this was like over a year ago. I think he's done it a bit more since then. But Davey had literally never done that, and he was my pick for best in the world. So I was like, this is like, I think this is 2 years ago. I remember. Yeah, I remember I made some tier lists which pissed off a lot of people, but I had Davey at number one, then yeah, I just looked at his stats and he donked river like 1% of the time or something.
Okay.
Which is not not very often at all. So I mean, he's done it a bit more since, but it's kind of one of those things where it's like you can add this to a game if you want to, but like one of the sharpest guys in poker doesn't think it's necessary, so they gotta leave it.
Do you think? I don't want to make myself sound stupid here, but do you think it's perhaps he wasn't sort of aware that that was a thing that he should be doing, or do you think he knew that that was a thing, he just decided it wasn't worth it?
No, if you have seen like, I mean, like the games he was playing it, like even if he didn't notice it at first, say he ran his sims without it, Linus has been doing that for
right. Okay.
Well, like,
okay.
Wait, he was though actually. I think Linus stopped doing it so much. He made his game tree a bit simpler. I think he used to. And if he wasn't, there were definitely other people in the high stakes reg battles who were doing it.
Okay. So he would have.
Yeah,
okay.
I think it
That's
was.
fair.
Although I have to say, when I first started playing high stakes heads up, I started doing these leads for like 10% a bunch. I just check all twice, then lead 10%. And I remember I recorded a video with Clancy the other day, and he was saying, yeah, I thought you were a bot. I was asking if I should report you. So it's not a good idea if you want to get action. Yeah, it's like new to the scene. No one really knew who I was, and I just played against the solver a bunch to learn how to play heads up, and yeah, that one kind of scares people, especially if they look up afterwards and they're just like, wait, what the fuck? You're actually you're actually allowed to do this? Goddamn.
Guys and girls, I'd like to apologize. My microphone wasn't connected properly. I have just rectified it. I should sound infinitely better now. Big shout out to Cole for that little bit of technical feedback. Really appreciate that. So one last question I want to ask. And before I do, I want to just notice that RDP turned a set there, put in the raise and took it down. He's in another pot right now. He's been check raised by Linus. Linus wins with the queen eight of diamonds, check raising with the backdoors. So coming back to that really interesting spot where we saw the lead, and I'll just put it on everyone's screen again. So you said that, Davey does it like 1% or so. I mean, I don't know if I'm probing a little too much into the secret sauce here, but roughly what would be a frequency for this sort of play leading the river here?
It's quite small.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a major part of strategy. On some boards, it's a bit more common than others. Like this board seems pretty reasonable to do it. I think especially because Linus probably isn't going to bet the turn with ace nine, and Rigged is going to call. And then I think, well, actually, I'm thinking about like non-anti. I'm thinking about like non-anti no seven deuce dynamic.
Okay.
So I might be a little bit off in terms of the hand classes. I think like King 10 might be more the hand, whereas Ace 9 you might just be like jumping for joy if you get shoved on. Because with the 7 deuce, obviously Linus can triple quite thin for value using the dynamic to get paid, and also with the antes, everyone's playing much wider pre. But yeah, this board kind of makes some sense. He can definitely he can have some hands which yeah, which are doing reasonably well. He's made all these like offsuit two pairs to have in his range.
Mhm. The chat are asking if you can turn up your microphone. Are you able to? Is there like a setting or something perhaps there? You sound
I
fine
can
to
turn up
me,
the
but
sensitivity. Um, Hopefully that works, but
yeah,
I'll see what I can do. Audio settings.
some slight technical issues, guys and girls. Just stick with us as we iron them out. RDP making the
I mean,
call.
it's at 100% apparently. So I mean, I
Okay.
guess I'll just try and talk. I'll bring it closer to me. I'll just try and
I,
talk a bit louder.
yeah, I've got you turned up to the maximum on my screen here. I can't believe I was using the wrong microphone. That's so unfortunate. As
We'll
Linus
get there.
checks
We'll
it
get
on
there.
over. I
We
know,
might not
right?
be the number one commentary duo yet, but once we get through these technical difficulties.
So it never happened to Ali Najad and Nick Schulman for fuck's sake.
Yeah, but they've got a whole production team.
That's true, yeah. RDP stabbing with 7 high, no draw, taking it down. Take that, Linus, love.
Wrong 7 high, no draw though, unfortunately.
Yeah. For those that are just joining us, we are playing the Seven Deuce game. This is a new format which will be rolled out across Coin Poker very soon. You'll have the option of playing Seven Deuce tables. This is not a PKO tournament you're watching. It is the Seven Deuce table, whereby if any player wins a pot with Seven Deuce, they win 5 big blinds from everyone at the table. That is $500. Our hero RDP was able to throw in a pot-sized c-bet on Queen 9-4 with the 7 deuce and take it down. He was not the first winner though. Rig Deck with a very ballsy all-in jam for just a couple of $1,000 more. RDP bet 2K on the flop, 9882 hearts. Rig Deck shoved it in for $4,000 more. RDP betting 2K into 4K. And Rig Deck, our first 7 deuce winner. It was a really awesome hand. And the action's been pretty good so far. We've got obviously some world-class players in the game today, and our very own RDP repping the Coin Poker ambassadors. And Owen, you had a little bit of time with Ryan before he started playing today.
Yeah, give him a few tricks to give him a few tricks to run. Um yeah, a few different ways to try and win 7 deuce. I mean, obviously he'll be able to figure out like there's some pretty obvious ones. You can you can just 4-bet shove it pre and hope that that works. But it's giving him a few different ideas for other ways that you can look to gain a bounty or what to be on the lookout for to make sure that someone else isn't trying to sneak it past you. Um, yeah, I'm good to see he's doing well. Hopefully he can pick up some more of them. But yeah, only one of two people to have picked up one so far.
Yeah, absolutely. He would have been a bit nervous coming into this, but I mean, he's settled in nicely. He was down about 5 or 6K. He's now up around $1,000. He seems to be playing a lot of hands. Hopefully, he's settled in and he's ready to battle with the boys.
Yeah. It's been doing well. I mean, not after the great start, but also this is like with the big ante, it's quite a swingy format.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like going down 50 big blinds and then up 50 big blinds quite quickly is very very likely to happen.
I want to press you a little bit on the seven deuce format. What does it feel like when you're playing a game like this? You can win the bounty. How does it feel when you look down at seven deuce?
Yeah, no, it feels pretty exciting. Yeah, I've be excited to come up with all the different creative ways that I can win a big pot.
Mm-hmm.
It should get you a little bit nervous, but it's usually well, not usually, but sometimes it ends up in something great. Um,
Now there are going to be some spots where you look down at the seven deuce, you're super excited, but you can't play it. I mean, if it goes like raise 3-bet, cold 4-bet, are you cold 5-bet jamming the seven deuce, or are you just silently mucking it and not telling anyone?
well, yeah, it's kind of interesting. It is a bit interesting because there's kind of this thing where it's like if people don't think you would ever 5-bet the 7 deuce,
Mm-hmm.
then it's probably quite good to you because then people put you on a strong range. But if people think you would 5-bet the 7 deuce, then like they're not going to fold anything. So, like I had a moment in a big live game where I 5-bet jammed 7 deuce and got called by king queen off. It's like, oh fuck this. This is like this is okay, never doing that again. But
Did we get
I
there?
knew the other guy was weak. I just didn't realize that he was going to put me on even weaker. Like 4-bet king queen off for value apparently.
That's terrible. Your reputation going against you. I assume we didn't suck out, or there's no happy ending to this
No,
story.
no, not at all. Not at all.
That's very unfortunate. I'm sorry
It
to
was a
hear
pretty,
about
pretty good game, big game as well. It was like 200, 400. So I was like, I was like,
it.
what the fuck?
Never done that again.
Yeah, yeah, God, all right. I learned my lesson. So yeah, when they asked me to coach Ryan, and I was a bit like, I mean, sure, but I haven't had the most success in this game. If anything, I'm overzealous. I look at seven deuce and I'm like, okay, well, time to win 20 bigs. There's no there's no other way that this could possibly end. And then fair few times it's ended in me getting stacked. I had a
That's
funny
awesome.
hand actually where someone free bet me. I called the seven deuce. And then they triple barreled off on like Jack 5 to like Ace 5 or something. And I called down and they had seven deuce and so did I. We chopped the bounty. It was a
Shove it
weird
up.
spot.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Do you play in public games or are they these private games when you play live?
Uh just well, mostly private. I play a few I'll be playing some PLO on stream on next Friday actually. I got an invite to play that at the Hippodrome.
Oh,
That was a fun
nice.
game. I played that last time. Last time the PLO stream ran, and that was good fun. The only thing was they don't have mics on any of the players. I think like the table talk was so funny. I think I was just cracking up the whole time listening to all the shit everyone was talking, and then I was like, oh, no one can hear anything. Because I saw someone I saw some stream highlights afterwards of like some of the big bluffs being run, and I was like, oh, they
Mhm.
can't they can't hear shit. We're all silent. Yeah.
KJ, if you're watching, mic up your players. I think we got some mutual friends that would have been playing in that game. Do you know Phil Ward, aka Goose?
Don't think so. No.
No.
I mean, it was the PLO, so it was like Pinky and
Yeah. I know Pinky. Yeah, good guy.
it was like Pinky, Yusuf. Oh God, I'm being pressed for names. Bobby.
Bobby James.
No,
Oh,
different Bobby.
okay. Oh, Bobby Nur. I know Bobby. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I know Bobby well. Great player. Play with him on CoinPoker as well sometimes. Very
Oh, really?
fearless.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, yeah. He plays on Coin.
Yeah, yeah. It's very, 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 very fun lineup.
I
Like
can imagine. Yeah.
everyone was very chilled.
We've got RDP on the river here. He's over betting the river 2,200 into 1,400.
Mm.
And Rig Deck is in a bit of a spot here.
Interesting spot. Yeah.
10-8 finds the bluff. Let's go,
I had to check for a
RDP.
second. I thought you had a straight there. I was like,
That is awesome. We
nice
spoke about
hand.
him
Well
perhaps being
played.
a little bit nervous, but he's settling in very nicely. He's run a couple of really nice bluffs.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking to myself, because I wasn't sure exactly how we'd got here.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, oh, it's interesting when 70s has showdown what we think about how people are going to bluff. And then he's like, ah, no, we turned the 10 into a bluff. But I guess it's really hard for him to have his 7 deuce here.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, it's quite difficult to have it in that spot. Yeah, kind of interesting. Nice hand to find the bluff against rigged.
absolutely.
Yeah, he's showing a bit like some of his own leads on the river. He's like, anything you can do, I can do better. Uh, reps the jack with the overbet. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd be interesting to see what Rick folded there. I wonder if he had. I mean, he folded kind of quickly, but
yeah.
maybe he had something like Ace Queen or whatever, and he could have found the call, but didn't. Yeah,
We'll
no,
uh,
nice hand.
we'll never know, but nice hand to Mr. RDP. The action is just heating up. As mentioned, this seven deuce will be rolled out across Coin Poker very soon. So get studying up, guys and girls, on how to crush your games and win that 5 big blind bounty.
I feel like whenever I'm thinking about how to play seven deuce, which has basically been the last couple days, um, I feel like do you know that it's always sunny thing where they're like where he's like stood up there on the and he's like scribbling on the whiteboard and like the crazy eyes of just like all these like insane plans he has.
Yeah.
Um, that's kind of how I feel like trying to cook up ways to win with 70s. It's like, well, if I do this, then they'll never see it coming. And then I'm like actually looking at the line, I'm like, It's probably a bit of a whaley line. Maybe it's better to keep it simple sometimes.
That's the
But
Pepe Sylvia bit, yeah? He doesn't exist.
yeah,
He's in the
yeah.
mailroom. Yeah, I love Sonny.
Yeah, I
Awesome
mean,
show.
I like, yeah, but then I've had that go on, and then like I've just been like, oh, I'll just call the free bet, hope I flop a pair and call down, and then like the other guy has seven deuce, so what the hell?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Let's take a little look here. So we're talking about the Cash Game World Championship as well. Obviously, you're grinding away. Nice little comeback for yourself, and you're in contention. In terms of the number of players, we have already surpassed the previous Cash Game World Championship. We've now got 57 individual entries, which I think is great. It's sort of a sign that this is a successful format, and it's only going to get bigger and better.
Yeah, yeah, it's really good because I think going into it, I mean this just speaks to the organization of Poker Pros, but there was some like talking in Discord about when to kick things off, and people weren't really responding to it, and then I was like,
Hold that
oh
thought
no,
for
is it going
just
to be
one second.
smaller?
Sorry to talk over the top of you, but RDP 4K in the
Oh,
middle.
sorry, yeah, yeah, no, my bad, no, this is why we're here. So
I will not talk over the top yet unless the main man himself is in a big spot.
oh, we're here for the big parts. I'm just getting caught up in it. But yeah,
Yeah. Checks it on over
interesting
to
spot
Zhao.
here.
I think I saw Ryan bet the turn. Zhao coming with pot on the river.
Pot safe bet here.
RDP hasn't snap folded. You're telling me there's a chance.
Could be cooking up a raise.
Oh, imagine. This is tense. Come on, Ryan. Make the right decision, buddy.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what I'm rooting for, but
I think the all in, that's what I'm rooting for because it can only be one thing, surely. Four of a kind.
yeah, there have been some interesting hands where people have tried to rep quads in this challenge and it has not gone well.
He's going to make the call. Oh, he gets shown
Oh,
quad sixes. Nice hand to Zhao. Ryan with a 7 for a full
what
house.
happened there? They just raised,
Big old pot.
bet raise, call, bet, and he checks. Yeah, it's hard to fold a seven there.
Yeah, absolutely. The Zebo theorem. Are you familiar with that theorem?
The Zemo theorem.
Zebo. It's an old school 2+2 legend whereby nobody folds a full house. It's called the Zebo theorem. And it is pretty true, to be fair, because nobody folds a full house.
Yeah, yeah.
So RDP has flatted in the small blind here, led out small on the turn. 3 of diamonds on the river, completing the straight. Mr. DePaulo got to shake off that bad beat. And he's coming with a big old bet on the river. Takes it down. 6-4 of hearts for just a pair. It's going to get the job done. I've seen him throw out some badass bluffs so far. He's getting people to fold when he's got just one pair. Really nicely done. Really nicely done. So coming back and talking about the Cash Game World Championship, we mentioned 57 entries so far. And you were talking about the organization skills of poker players and how fantastic it is.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone was not quite responding at first, and so I was a little bit worried that it wasn't going to have as many entrants. But then, yeah, I mean, it's got going, and like there's been so much action, so many people want to play it. It's been yeah, been great fun. Um, yeah, I mean, I had to took the last couple of days off, and then see that I'm like, I've got a third of the hands of some people who've played. Like clearly, there's action going around the clock. So yeah, I need to get back on it.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think, it's sort of a tribute to Coin Poker because obviously, so many new entrants and new faces and new screen names and things like that. It's only going to get bigger and better. Did you dabble in the PLO World Championship at all?
I sat in very briefly. Um, I was kind of enjoying it. I just had a load of other stuff to do because basically I knew that I was going to be busy with this, so
Mm-hmm.
everything else needed to get done before the World Championship started.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have much time to go around playing the PLO one. I was also trying to get like trying to get sharper because if you're playing against the best players in the world, you don't want to come in cold.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
You want to be
so
tip top of
yeah, I
your
didn't really
game.
have much time. It was pretty fun though. I watched some of the hands. There was like, I feel like a lot of the PLO players they're I mean I don't have tons of experience with it, but they play it a lot more like Hold'em than they used to. There were a lot more like there were a lot more fuck you calls without any blockers, which I respect because that was something which I've always found PLO players don't really do.
Okay.
They kind of want to have like nice blockers and maybe get like a little bit out of line, but just because they have so many cards in their hand, they've got so much strategy to think about, they forget to just be like, oh, this guy never has it.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I mean, we see Ryan raising up here. Um, yeah, see if he's got a fairly inline GTO hand, or if he's got something a bit more spicy, just messing with Linus.
Something a little spicy, perhaps. Linus is going to make the call. Ooh,
Oh,
interesting turn
that
card.
that does make it a bit difficult for you to rep when you when you rep and say I have a king or pocket fours or maybe something thinner, but for the most part that is a that's a rough card to see.
I hope Ryan
I
doesn't
mean,
have pocket
although the thing
fours.
is, if you do have it, if you have a king, it's a great card because now it's it's going to be hard to believe you.
Yeah,
Um,
the meta, as we've spoken about. Linus coming with a small lead.
Yeah, yeah, not surprised to see this lead. This makes a lot of sense. We were saying like a lot of the hands that Ryan was repping just got destroyed by that king on the turn.
What?
Maybe he has the nuts now though, because he could have a misnut flush draw. He might just have an
Yeah.
ace. He might just have an ace. This is
What
so
a,
this is so interesting.
what does Linus do now?
He kind of like this is really weird. I wonder what you're supposed to do as Lions your shoes. 'Cause I feel like Ryan either has like pocket fours and he's playing the board, or he often has the miss nut flush draws. So then he kind of has the nuts a lot suddenly.
He's gone for it. He's gone all in.
Yeah, yeah. This is this actually tells a pretty this is a pretty decent story. Um, it's kind of hard to give him other hands.
He's made the call. Oh, it's
Uh,
three high.
the eight high. Wait, what? The eight
Oh my
high. Oh
goodness.
my God. Oh my God.
Oh,
All right, okay. Apparently,
Linus.
apparently it wasn't a pretty decent story. Apparently, Linus didn't believe that for shit. I kind of thought. I mean, what he flat in position, raised up. Like, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't. I
Wow.
didn't. I didn't give him as many of these bad flush draws. I thought he might just call those on the flop. But yeah,
I'm in disbelief. He's called the river with eight high, and he's
that's
good.
insane. I mean,
This
well,
seven
It,
deuce.
it, it it's kind of an insane call, but also it's like if you were thinking of a spot where eight high works as a bluff catcher, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ryan's bluffs are like pocket fives, pocket fours, and like really low flush draws. If you have a medium flush draw, you just always check back. So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like Ryan's basically saying either I've missed that flush draw or I have dust. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
to be fair, maybe I'm underreacting to an eight high call. That is fair. I would respect that. But it is also like that there is definitely a logic to why you would consider calling eight high there. But like, oh damn, not nice hand from Linus though. Nice hand from. I'm
Wow.
just so used to seeing insane hands from these guys that maybe I'm maybe I'm chilling too much.
I cannot wait to see the chat's reaction to what we've just seen. It's just absolutely
Yeah, yeah,
incredible.
yeah. You want to see? They're all gonna think I'm way too jaded.
I know, right?
They're like, this guy doesn't even give a fuck. He just called eight high per stack and doesn't care.
You're just like, yeah, eight high. You know, when you think about it, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but still insane. I would have let it go. I would have assumed eight high is like close enough. It might lose to a bluff. Like if you had nines in Ryan's shoes, you would probably just you'd consider bluffing it.
Hmm.
Like, but I mean, yeah, yeah.
Imagine the scenes if he just shows up with like nine, seven
That
spades
that
or
would
something
mean
like
so
that.
that would mean so good.
That would have been
That
absolutely
would mean so
incredible.
good.
Guys and girls, we're having a lot of fun here so far on the stream. Thank you very much to everyone that's tuned in. We did stream for 40 minutes before we started today, but it was to ourselves. I'm trying to think of anything that we spoke about earlier today that we can sort of chat about. Having a little read through the chat. Tell us about your upcoming grind schedule. You're going to be going hard over the next few days, couple of weeks.
Yeah. I mean, the plan is to go pretty hard on this. It's like my days off are playing live, so it's like there's a lot of poker. There's a lot of poker planned, and then afterwards, I'm just gonna go on holiday somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe like Lapland or something. That sounds like a good
Oh,
time.
very nice.
But yeah, very very festive appropriate, I guess. But
Fantastic.
yeah, just gonna grind hard for the next few weeks. See what we can make happen.
We did speak about these
You
guys.
have to strike a balance. It's really easy for me at least to like play too long, and then suddenly you're playing against the best players in the world, and you're tired, you're exhausted, and you're giving money away, and they're very good at taking it.
Can't be playing B game against these guys. They'll call you down with 8 high and just
It's not
your souls.
I don't trust in my B game at the best of times, like let alone against this guy.
As we see RDP facing an overbet on the turn from I was only 17. He's going to make the call. 3 of clubs on the river. Board pairs, flush complete. RDP has not checked it on over. Does decide to do so now. Snapchat back. Ace 8 is good. These guys are calling it down with anything right now.
Wait. What happened here? What happened?
I have just seen an ace high check call on the turn. Maybe 3 of hearts. He check
calls against the overbet on the turn. Ooh,
to bluff the heart river.
I was only 17. I mean, you have some showdown. You do have the gut shot. I mean, it's not a very exciting gut shot. But you do beat the bluffs. But yeah, that's like the price you're getting on the turn is not fun. That's like this is not it's not an exciting call by any means.
What are your thoughts on the?
Consider going for the lead on the river. That's interesting spot because he could rep his river the flush, but he obviously can also rep the 3. Also maybe he'd have some traps which might lead out now if you don't think Brack's gonna bet too thin. If you trap a straight on the turn and then you think here on this river that Brack's probably only keep betting if he has your straight beat, you might want to lead it yourself.
What do you think about I was only 17's decision not to bluff the river?
I mean, it's quite interesting. He seemed to make it quite quickly.
Whereas
I was like, this is, it's effectively the nut low. And we have a club. So, definitely some arguments for bluffing. I guess his read on the check call on the turn was just fairly off. He put Ryan on a much stronger hand than this. So, I'm sure if he'd put him on this kind of hand on the turn, then he would have fired the next barrel.
Absolutely. As we see, our hero in another big pot here.
Yeah, we're in another one already.
Okay. Barreling the turn.
Is this a barrel? I guess he's c-bet the flop and barrel the turn. And he just no 7 deuce. Oh god, that's all I'm here for.
Just the 7 deuces.
Having kings, having overpairs.
We've been treated to some phenomenal poker, some really entertaining stuff so far. As we see Ryan again v-pipping, and again it's a monotone board. Ace 4 deuce all hearts. He's going to check it. I feel like Ryan's playing a lot of hands now. He's here for it now.
I get the feeling that like everyone else might be a bit too tight here. I think they might not appreciate how much this big ante should be shifting things, because I think he's definitely getting a lot of pots, but I think everyone else needs to wake up a bit. There's 2 extra big blinds of dead money in the middle. Come fight for him.
He's had that Owen Basseri coaching that nobody else has had. That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny when someone says you're going to be coaching a VIP and the first bit of the coach is, all right, so VPIP more. That's like usually the number one thing that you're not supposed to say.
It's like VPIP a lot less. That's normally what you're supposed to say, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Now,
no one wants to be told that. That's gonna kill the fun. Yeah.
just a boat for Mr. RDP.
Just about.
Very
Nothing
nice.
major.
Now let's talk about you. You said to him VPIP more. Of course, we're playing with this ante. You know, we did speak about this while we were streaming to ourselves. But tell us a little bit about the beauty of the ante and how it's sort of changed poker for the better, and how you get to just play insanely wide as a result.
Yeah, I mean you get to just play so many hands. Especially so because of the format we're in, where so the bigger antes make people open wider, but then also you add on 16 combos of seven deuce to their range.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it means that you can flat really wide because they both get to open a bunch of hands already, and then their range is even weaker because of all these seven deuce hands, which are like obviously printing opens. Um, so then yeah, you get to play like a lot of hands post. It's easy to it's easy to like undervalue being on the button in this format.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
can just flat tons of hands, try and use your position on the table to make plays happen. Yeah, it's a very fun format. One I've become a big fan of.
We spoke about the difference in live poker between playing with and without the ante, and certain big card rooms like the Win, for example, they're 5-10, the 10-20. They've abandoned the straddle and they've made all their games ante, and I think that's a really good change for live poker. But again,
Yeah.
as you say, people are not adjusting correctly. They're still not appreciating the beauty of how many hands they get to play. As we see Ryan raising it up and facing a 3-bet, we'll come back to that in just a little second. Let's see what RDP wants to do.
Yeah, I mean this three bet's honestly it's a little bit on the small side for the format
Yeah.
we're playing. So this is what I mean. Like, yeah, it's a bit Wild West. Like, I I wouldn't consider myself an expert in this format at all, but I know that this is a bit on the friendly side. You can definitely go bigger when there's two BB dead money there in the middle and people are
Mm-hmm.
opening up so wide. Especially with the seven deuce, the range you're free betting is very polar, and the polar ranges like going big.
Yeah.
Yeah, just coming with a small C bet, probably his whole range at this point. This one feels oh.
Oh, baby.
I was gonna say that this spot would feel rough to give it away to seven deuce, but then yeah, he
Seven
gets the seven deuce
deuce!
himself. Yes. Someone paid attention in class.
Guys, we're
Yeah.
unstuck. We got called down by Linus Love's 8 high, and now 10 minutes later, we're back to even. Absolutely incredible.
Yes, yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. And with Xiaohong with the nice hand in the chat, he knows. That was something we actually cooked up in the coaching. So I was telling him, you can just you can play the seven deuce a bit weirdly. Everyone thinks Xiaojun's got it there, but you can just flat and like throw in some raises later on. You get under their skin.
That is absolutely incredible. The chat has just seen Linus Love's call.
Yeah, I've seen it going wild. It's kind of nuts. Yeah.
That's amazing. Gonna rile them up a little
Yeah, I
bit.
mean, someone's saying in the chat that he beat seven deuce, and it's like, yeah, that's the thing. As we just saw with this hand, actually, Ryan looking for some unorthodox ways to have a seven deuce in his range, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, like if we go back to the other spot, you wouldn't typically think he'd have seven deuce here, but maybe. And
Mm-hmm.
the eights is ahead. So yeah, people are looking for a fun new format to give a go. This is definitely one to try their hand at.
Absolutely, yes. Now, we are rooting hard for Ryan DePaulo here on the CoinPoker's stream. He is, of course, our ambassador. But we've got a lot of love and a lot of respect for everyone else. We've obviously got Linus the GOAT, Rig Deck, who's in there. He's played 20,000 hands so far in the first week. I was only 17 in Joao. Of course, we're not anti-rilling these guys. We're just rooting hard for Ryan DePaulo.
Yeah. You still gotta love the call, love the heart. Like, and if someone makes an eight high call for a stack, like yeah, that's
Yeah.
you got to show respect to that, even
Yeah.
if we're trying to, even if we're hoping that Ryan runs it up.
But equally incredibly, I mean, making it 4.2k there on Jack 10-10 with the 7 deuce.
Yeah.
Taking it down.
The spicy one, like mix up the line a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
I think you've just flattered pre. You're raising because you have a 10. Like, no, no, no. That was it. Yeah, that was a good one to say. I'm very, very happy to have seen that.
I want to ask you another technical question here. Now, DePaulo is 17k deep with Rig Deck and 20k deep with Linus. These guys will make slight adjustments to their strategy, do you think, when playing pots with Ryan now?
Yeah, yeah. I definitely think they've got a lot of experience playing deep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much live Linus plays, but I know, as we were saying, that Rig plays a lot of deep stack live games. So
Mm-hmm.
he, if anything, is going to be very, very used to playing like 300 bigs effective. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I would say that they're going to be used to playing that. And the thing is, for Ryan, he's much more used to playing tourneys, right?
Mm-hmm.
So might be a bit of a struggle for him. Not used to having 200 bigs in front of him. But yeah, we'll see what he can cook up.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see. It's unfortunate for Rig Deck, of course, as you mentioned. He plays a lot of live poker. He'll be used to playing deep. However, if Ryan stacks him, he's got that frustrating moment where he can only rebuy for 100 big blinds and his opponent suddenly has 400 big
Yeah,
blinds.
that's true.
That's
That's
so
true.
telling.
In
And
live
you can't
poker, you can
even,
usually just cover them.
yeah, but in live poker as well, if there is a cap, you can sort of like sneakily add a couple of $100 onto your stack or whatever. Not that we would ever do that, of course. As we say, a $4,000 pot developing. And we've seen eight high, ace high. We've also seen a lot of full houses and quads and really strong hands so far as well. Zhao with the full house there, taking down a nice one. Werman has asked a very interesting question. Is this game counted towards the leaderboard? That's a very good question. I don't think it is, but I will double check.
No, it's they don't count towards the leaderboard.
I didn't think it would, to be honest. It would be a little unfair on the rest of the guys, given it's a VIP game. Username here says
Yeah.
Linus is unbelievable. Not many people calling with eight high there. I think there's about four people on this
Yeah, yeah,
planet, and three of them don't know the rules of poker. It's a
yeah. I
six
think
six call.
I think the best one I've got, like, I definitely haven't got to 8 high. I think I've got like, I don't know what I've had. I've had a few jack highs. I'm wondering if I've had a 10 somewhere in there. I know I had a call against Flushy heads up where I had like I think I had 10 high. But yeah, like 8 high is like it gets so much harder as you as you go each card down, Going from an ace high hero call to a king high hero is already pretty hard. I've had a Brax
We've
just won
just
the
seen,
easiest seven
yeah,
deuce of all time. He just
the
flopped top pair
easiest
and was
seven
value betting.
deuce.
Oh man, but yeah, going from a king high hero to a queen high hero is really
Yeah.
hard. You lose to a
Mhm.
bluff so often at that point, and I've had plenty of hands where I have. But yeah, that's the fun thing about the seven deuce. You can just put someone on seven deuce, and then you can collect your 8 high hero call for the for the to stick it and frame it on your wall. Um,
Yeah, it's just
yeah, it's a
incredible.
lot
Here's
of
a fun
opportunity.
question for you. I'm really curious about this one. So Linus is playing. He's fairly quickly called the river with eight high. Do you think he reacts or he just keeps grinding? Because if it was me, I'd be on my feet, fucking screaming at the misses and stuff. Do you think he's just like, yeah, thought so, and continues to grind?
It'd be hard to say. I don't really know Linus too well. Um, I've only chatted to him a little bit. Like most of my interactions with him have been, we play tomorrow 9 a.m. Sure. That's been like, so I mean, we had like chatted a little bit when we've seen each other at live, but nothing. So
Mhm.
so I wouldn't really know what kind of energy he's got in those spots, but I feel like. I feel like you'd have to be a complete robot to not react a
Yeah.
little bit. If it was me, I'd probably like I think outwardly I don't seem that obviously like I'm reacting to it, but I'm definitely sending the hand history to all my mates and um I just there's like some group chats I'm in with some of the other some other players and I'd immediately be like look at this shit. um yeah. Sometimes I just
Linus,
stop myself from doing dumb things just to throw it in a group chat. Like, it's,
Nice,
it's
nice.
like, do you want to call here because it's a good call, or because you'll be like, oh, look how smart I am, guys?
Look how good I look. Linus, if you're watching, my friend, let us know what was your reaction. I'd like to think you were absolutely delighted with yourself. But
I feel like it would be he's seen as like the like unflinching, unbeatable robot of poker. If he was just like, nice hand, on to the next one, that would be like that'd be on brand. But
yeah, that would be pretty epic. We saw Ryan win a nice pot with three of a kind. He's now in the mix again, calling on the button, going three ways with the cutoff and the big blind. Check, check, check on the flop. Guys and girls, it's been a lot of fun so far. Get your questions in for both myself and Owen. Anything you want to know about poker in general, the Cash Game World Championship, games on Coin Poker, the 7 Deuce formats. We did just see I Was Only 17 win. For those that don't know, if you're just joining us, we have a new format we're rolling out on Coin Poker. It is the 7 Deuce tables. As 7 Deuce makes two pair on the river here. See, you're always thinking about it. It's always in the back of your mind now.
yeah. There's always like a little sort of like meter in the back of my head where I'm trying to like track like how likely is it they can still have seven deuce.
Yeah.
And this feels like a spot where it wouldn't be that likely for someone to have it. But we already saw Ryan win a
Yeah.
very nice hand earlier where he showed up with seven deuce in an unexpected way.
7-6.
Oh yeah,
Good enough.
he rivers the pair, doesn't feel like he needs to bluff, just puts Xiaojun on the give up. And yeah, just checks it back.
Well, tracking it, DeBolo's won one. DeBolo's won two. I Was Only 17 has won one. I think two players have not won a 7 Deuce. Is that right? Zhao and Linus?
Yeah. I mean Linus has only stacked some with 8 high, but he hasn't won any seven deuce bounties yet. That's what we're really here for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's come back and have a little chat with the chat, see what's happening. Appreciate you guys joining us. As I say, get your questions in for Owen and myself. I'm keeping an eye to see if Ryan is ever playing a pot. So yeah, we were talking earlier about the big ante, and I was talking about, you know, sort of live poker. When you play live poker, is there an ante involved, or is it just straight up two blinds or straddles or things like that?
So it kind of varies, you know, it changes as the night goes on.
Yeah, that's fair.
We start with like, you know, you often start kind of chilled out, but then you do some stand-up game, throw some seven deuce in. It really varies. Um, so yeah, like a bit all over the place. I mean, I often pitch big antes to people, but they're not really like people prefer playing stand-up game these days, I think, sort
Yeah.
of. But yeah, it's yeah, can do I've done some games with a big ante. There's not much no ante, just sit there and play. I played some fun versions of the stand-up game where it's like you have to win like multiple buttons each.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know, it kind of like it functions quite similar to an ante at first, and then by the end it's like massive, you know. So it's very far off from the ante. But yeah, not really played not not really played too much 1BB ante specifically. It's either like massive ones or nothing, you know.
Okay.
We're doing something else.
Yeah, I played a lot of, you know, just 5-10, 10-20, no ante, no side games, no 7 deuce over the summer, and it's tough, man. It's, you know, you need these things, and I think they're great for the game of poker. And it's great to see Coin,
Yeah.
you know,
Need something
with
to
the
liven it
initiative.
up. Like
Yeah, absolutely.
I think if you can multi-table online, the no ante thing works fine. It's a format built for multi-tabling.
Of course.
But then, you know, if you're playing one table, it's absolutely like if you're playing one table long hours, no ante, absolute insanity. Don't know how people manage that.
As we see, no, we don't. I was going to ask, do you think we'll ever see the stand-up game variant implemented in online poker, or do you think that would be a little messy?
Yeah, I would imagine it's coming. It's just it's a bit. I think it's a bit more technically difficult than seven deuce. I've seen it in some places.
Okay.
But it's a bit more difficult to get it thrown in.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's going to be something which people will be excited to play. Um,
As we see
yeah,
a
I
new
think it's a lot
player.
of fun. All these games, like they really increase, like increase the action, gets a lot more splashy. Oh yeah, and here's what I was talking about with you can see Barack, one of the top players in the world, and he's giving a far too friendly free bet size for this big anti setup.
Mr. DePaulo just couldn't resist. Calls to see the flop. As we see Yolan Cohen join the game.
Mm.
We are now 6. I was only 17 taking it down with a pair of jacks. So we've been playing 5-handed now. We're now up to 6. And RDP's just got his foot on the gas. I was a bit worried for him. He lost that insane pot versus Linus. Seemed to be playing every hand straight after. I was a bit worried his head might have gone, but he's doubled up. He's back to even. He's playing every hand. You just love to see it. There's that
Oh
big
man,
old 3
Shouchen's
bet.
been watching the stream. Shouchen's been watching the stream. No, he knows he's supposed to. No, actually, he just 3-bet bigger because he's got Ace King off and he doesn't want to go post.
Hand
Classic.
player. Yeah, take it down.
Classic.
It's a drawing hand.
I don't want to go post flop. Let me just 3-bet bigger.
Should we just start trash talking these guys? Say stuff like that. The guy's now seeing the 7 deuce hands. What a play by RDP. Can't wait to see the content that Ryan makes around that. As we now lose rig deck. Let me see when that happened. Is that a recent thing or?
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
he just stepped out. I mean, he also fully timed out earlier.
Okay.
I was like, I know rigged, and he's the kind of guy who will play until he literally falls asleep at his desk.
Okay.
So it wouldn't surprise me.
Oh. I thought you were alluding to
I don't
internet
know when he
issues.
started his session, but there's a reason he's got 19,000 hands in this challenge, and it is not because he cuts his session short to a reasonable length. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he just sort of passed out at his desk and
with a big raise from RDP. Shows the 6-3 of diamonds.
With the bluff. He says Linus calls him with 8 high and he's undeterred.
A little bit of revenge for Mr. DePaulo.
Yeah.
That's insane.
What
a raise.
See what happened here then.
Our man is now in profit. Let's go.
He raised it up. Linus defends in the big. Check down. Linus goes for the bet. Oh, yeah. Nice hand.
Love to see it. Yeah, like I say, he's really got his foot on the gas right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's the kind of format which really rewards being aggressive and playing in a lot of pots. Like there's, you say there's a lot of dead money to go for. People are going to have very weak ranges that they're going to have to, they're going to have to make up for those weak ranges somehow. And it's really hard if you don't have very good hands and people are just betting big quite consistently. It does make your life hard.
I don't know if you saw that from Zhao there, but what you said about him, Ace King, just wanted to take it down.
It's exactly. Yeah, I was just thinking, Ace King don't want to go both flop, just rip it in.
Zhao isn't a 70-year-old man, is he?
Yeah, I mean, shoving an Ace King off it, you need something to balance out your 7 deuce 4-bet shoves. So
of course. It can't be aces; it's too strong.
Makes plenty of sense.
Yeah,
makes plenty of sense. But yeah, I mean, he could have gone for a smaller free bet, but we've clearly seen his opinions on going post flop with Ace King off. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Someone's asking for a replay of the 8 high hero call from Linus.
Ooh.
Surely someone clip that.
Let me ask the chat. Anyone clip it? If not, I will go all the way back and find it just for you guys. Let me start that now. It's going to take me a few minutes. Guys, apologies again for the technical issues we had at the start of the stream. Hopefully you guys are all settled in and enjoying it now. It's been a lot of fun so far. As we see a cold 4-bet from Zhao. He's got a pocket aces. Takes it down. I've seen him play ace, king, and aces so far.
Wait, aces? Did aces? What happened? It doesn't jam pre with aces. Happy
Nah,
to
too
play that
strong.
one post.
Zhao, we know you're watching. We're, of course, not even remotely serious.
Yeah, of course, of course. I mean, that's the thing. I think these guys know, like, you know, like they know that these kind of tricks don't really apply to them.
Okay, that's good.
It's like there's a guy, if you start saying this to the live game, it hits a bit too close to home. But generally, if he's making these plays, he's making them for very like much sharper reasons than
Of course.
than maybe the OMC at the live game who says I never win with ace king, just get it all in pre, take my money.
Okay, so we've got a couple of very fun hands to show you. Let me do that now. Oh, shoot, I've just spoiled it. Pretend you didn't see that, guys. Okay, here we go. Coming out. Which button is it? This one? Okay, so everyone antes up. Lanislav is going to raise it on up. RDP makes the call in the cutoff. Rig deck calls and Zhao calls as well. So we go 4 ways to the flop here. And it's going to check on it. Nope, Linus is going to bet small. RDP is going to raise. Rig deck and Zhao get out the way. Let me just quickly check. See if there's any big pots going on. Yao finding the value bet for the chop there. Nice. Okay, so Lanislav bets and then calls the raise. King on the turn. Linus decides to lead out for $650. Little 20-ish% pot size lead. Ryan DePaulo makes the call, and we see a 4th king roll off on the river. Very interesting river. Linus is going to check. RDP sticks it in for a little over a pot size bet. Linus takes 20 seconds, maybe less.
I don't even know if he went into time bank, honestly. It was a pretty quick call. It was, yeah,
unbelievable.
He's feeling very good about that one, honestly.
Unbelievable. Absolutely fantastic. Really nice call from Linus. The 7 deuce. We're playing the 7 deuce game, and it's playing into everyone's minds, as we can see here, perhaps. Really nice call from Linus. And then we've got a favorable RDP hand history for you now, if I can find it. Okay, so this is a bonus hand. This one's pretty insane. Let's go through it again. Alrighty, Ruse. So I didn't even see the action in this one. It's going to fold round to RDP, who raises in the small blind. I was only 17, makes the call. Flop is Jack of Hearts, 4 of clubs, 2 of clubs. Check, check on the flop. 3 of hearts on the turn. RDP checks. And I was only 17, bets out for $1,500 into a $900 pot. And RDP check calls. 3 of clubs on the river. Front door flush completes, back door flush misses. Ryan checks. I was only 17, very quickly checks back. And RDP, his ace-8 offsuit is good for a $4,000 pot. I was only 17 with 8-7 offsuit, deciding not to bluff the club river. And it worked out maybe well for him, because maybe Ryan would have called it off. We'll never know. There's one last hand I want to show you guys. It's pretty banging. I'll just show you now. Okay, so what do we have? Ryan DePaulo, first to act in a 5-handed game, raises to 400. Zhao makes it $1,600 to go from the small blinds. And RDP makes the call. These guys about $1,300 effective to start the hands. Actually more, about $15,000 effective. Zhao bets out for $866 on Jack 10-10 Rainbow. And a very quick, I don't know if you noticed it, Owen, but it was a pretty quick raise to 4.6k from Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to think when we prepped it in the lab.
7 deuce, let's go. Absolute ball.
Yeah, I was very, very happy to see that one. Good to see Ryan making some plays like that. Spicy
Absolutely.
ones.
Yeah.
Taking down
We
some
see him.
pots.
He's in the tank here against Linus. Oh, and you able to hold the fort while I run to the bathroom for a couple of minutes?
Yeah, sure. I'll do my best
Fantastic.
play-by-play.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm with a pretty friendly open here, to be honest. You can defend a lot against that with almost a 2 big blind ante in the middle. Should probably be using a bit bigger size, but not the end of the world. I think it just shows how nice these big ante formats are. People aren't really studied in them. I'm like a little bit studied, and all I know is that that's too small an opening size. Ace on the turn. Kind of interesting spot here because Yolan could definitely have the 7 deuce, and if you have 7 deuce, you just don't fold to any bet because you're just getting such an insane price when you include the bounty. So you can use it as a bluff hand, but you could also use it as a bluff catcher. I mean, here obviously I think once he's tanking, he would have just flicked in with 7 deuce a while ago. So I think he's got something either a little bit better or a little bit worse. And he has the ace deuce. But yeah, I mean that's not often a way people think of trying to win the pot with 7 deuce. But if you think about it, you can get in some really nice bluff catching situations where you've just got like you've got a normal 0 EV spot, but you got this 20 big blind free roll. So yeah, not a terrible thing to play a bit more passively. Some of the most hands I've seen, most fun hands I've seen with 7 deuce has been like people just making a pair and deciding to call it down. Right, going for the big C bet out of position. Kind of interesting. Um, Usually when you're out of position in these pots, you play kind of passively and size down a bit, but this is fine. It's a 10 on the turn, and he's got all the ace king, and Linus doesn't. So obviously a queen jack 10 board looking pretty nice to keep going. Comes in with a pot size bet. Yeah, charging some draws, making it not so easy for Linus to continue because it's very often he's gonna have a pair with something, maybe a gutter or a flush draw. Make it a bit more expensive for some of those hands.
Did I miss anything?
Not really. Well, you might be about to. We're in a big pot now. Linus is called to make it 60 bigs on the turn. Yolan opened, Linus called, and then he bet big on the flop and turn. It's only single raise pot, but we're very close to getting all in. See, that 7 7 might turn some hands which we're going to bluff off into a check calling hand.
It's gone for
Let's
it.
go for the shove. Fades the snap. Fades the snap. So Linus probably has I don't know, at least 9 high. He does fold. And he does have the ace king. Yeah. Does have the ace king that we were talking about. Yeah, Shaojin should take some notes. That's how you play ace king post.
That's awesome. Johan says mercy in the chat. Merci. I'm going to ask the chat. Okay, so Riddle or Rit All In, that's a great screen name, has asked, what is this $500 bounty on each player? It is not a PKO tournament. This is the new format on CoinPoker. We have opened up 7 deuce tables. We'll be rolling out across all of CoinPoker very soon, whereby if you sit on the table, there is a bounty. If you win a pot with 7 deuce, everyone at the table gives you their bounty. We have seen some epic bluffs. One from our very own Ryan DePaulo with the 7 deuce. And it's proven to be really awesome so far and generating a decent amount of action on.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun hands. Even hands not involving 7 deuce have got quite spicy. You know, Ryan with the 6-3 bluff against Linus where called the turn and then river, flush and straight comes in. Linus keeps betting, but he decides to rep that he hit and raises up on the river. That was a pretty fun one. obviously, he's not used to playing deep stack, but so far he's been making it work.
That's awesome. That's really great. For those that don't know, the way the YouTube algorithm works is that if you guys click that like button, then more people will see this stream. So do me a favor, take a few seconds and click the like button. We've got 32 likes so far. I'm actually, because we're on a 10-minute delay, I'm going to type it into the chat so we can get it done as soon as possible. Really does help out the stream if you could hit that like button for us, guys and girls. We've been going for about 75 minutes on stream. We had a little bit of off-stream stuff beforehand. As we see Yolan coming with a check raise on the river. Makes it 3.6 to go.
Ooh.
Blockers.
See what happened there. That's kind of a fun one. Easy hand to just, fold once the river bet comes in, but so I check back twice, and then it'd be easy to just snap muck the king 10 right there. But these guys certainly came to play. Decides to come in for the raise.
Love to see it.
Yeah, and takes it down. Interesting. Interesting spot to go for it. I wonder. I mean, I wonder what made him decide to take it here. Maybe he's had some reads on Brack. Maybe he just remembered he was French and decided he didn't like losing pots. That's quite a common one too.
A little alley as he takes that one down, I think.
Alley. Yeah. The French play a very, very aggressive form of poker. The rest of the world is still catching up to them.
Nice. How do you think the UK fares on that list? Are we up there or are we down the bottom, somewhere in between?
I would say the UK is definitely one of the tighter countries on average. Okay. I'm doing my best.
Flying the flag.
I would say, yeah. I mean, UK has had a lot of strong players, but they've always been like more on the technically strong rather than get into the streets.
The Vamos streets, we'll call them.
Yeah. They've been like UK players have more been like building like very like strong nice sound strategies. I think I'm I'm a bit more out there on the side of things, but like even then you can definitely get a lot more wild than me. I think on the scale I'm slightly more on that side, but like not by no. Although to be fair, I think I have the style where the bots think I'm a monkey and the monkeys think I'm a bot. No one likes it. Everyone thinks I should be going the other way. The exploitive guys think I don't push it hard enough, and then the bots think I'm too much of an idiot relying on reading the tea leaves. So
awesome,
yeah, you can't win. But yeah, the UK is doing all right.
I think I'll come back to that in a little second. We've got a big 4-bet from Yolan here and a 5-bet jam. Snap fold. Linus loves 7 deuce.
With the 5-bet jam. Nicely done. Nicely done. Jam. Nicely done.
I wonder, does Linus just move on to the next hand or yes, let's go. We'll never know.
This one he's just like, I'm just playing my pre-flop ranges. Like your standard 5-bet jam with 7 deuce.
Just shrugs. Yeah, I think the UK guys were really well represented at mid stakes. We've got some fantastic mid stakes guys. Shout out to Clanty, Ben a Bad Beat, D7. I could name many more who are very good in that sort of mid stakes up to 2K and L, but perhaps a little under-repped at the higher stakes games. I'm trying to think. There was Big Blind Bets. He's a Scottish guy, I know, but I don't think he plays that much anymore.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's still... Wait, wasn't a bit too easy UK as well?
He's from Manchester. Lovely guy.
Yeah, actually, I'm forgetting. They were like a little bit before my time.
Mm-hmm. We saw Kanu as well, who was
Yeah,
7, 8
yeah. I
years
mean,
ago now.
Canny went to the same uni as me, but not
Did he?
obviously not at the same time. Yeah, I mean, like loads of people went to Warwick.
Okay.
We had so like Canu's Alex Miller and Charlie Carroll went there. There are a few others as well. Who was there? Um, what's his name? Ben Heath went to
Yeah,
Warwick.
I know Ben.
Yeah, that's quite a decent alum, but no Stephen Chidwick. So so it's like even though we've got a bunch of people with cashes in super high rollers and there's several of them, it's like not even close. Like whichever uni he went to is
Yeah,
is number one by
yeah.
miles. But-
Although the Warwick University home game, it doesn't sound very easy, to be honest. Sounds like one
Oh
of the
man,
tougher ones out there.
I went back to play there recently. Or like they just invited me to to come back, like chat a bit, play some poker.
Hmm.
Um, dude, we were playing like 25p 50p or something, and I was just basically playing any two, right?
Okay.
And I just kept hitting hands. I was like, I'm trying not to take these unit loans. I'm
Oh
trying not to take their loans.
no.
But I would have like four deuce. The board would come ace 5 3, and the other guy would have aces. And I would just like, I'd be like,
That's just
I'm
not
so
fair.
sorry. Like,
That's not fair.
obviously, we all go to a bar later and like, drink some beer and all that. But I was just like, of all the games with my life where I really don't want to run well in, and then the next day, the next day, I wake up, play a 100, 200 squid game, and lost 100k in it, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, what? And it's like
fucked
100,
up.
200 squid. You're getting in with the same kind of trash.
Yeah. Karma.
Oh yeah, that was fucking brutal.
We've had a bit of chat from Linus Love. He says, "Don't think
Yeah, yeah,
Seven
I
Deuce
saw. I
has
saw.
lost
So
a point yet."
maybe he is
Yeah.
smiling, enjoying. Okay, he's not.
Yeah. He's not a complete
not
robot.
Confirmed. Does enjoy poker.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. Good to see.
I'm going to contradict him here. He says, "I don't think Seven Deuce has lost a pot yet," but we haven't seen. For example, when Ryan had Seven Deuce and he raised the Jack 10-10, maybe Zhao just had Seven Deuce as well. Maybe there have been some valiant efforts which have fallen
Yeah.
on their
Yeah. Maybe
swords. So
some
you
people
never
have not
know.
got it through.
Just having a wee read through the chat. Also, if anyone in the chat wants to tell us about some legendary UK players who we have omitted, shout out Dino Supremo, one of those fantastic mid-stakes players, as mentioned. There must be a couple of really high. Sam Trickett, I mean, an old school live guy, made it to the tip.
Yeah. We've got some really good tourney players.
Yeah, Stephen Chidwick, as mentioned.
The thing is, I don't really know much about their style.
Mhm.
I don't know, but I know in cash the UK players have generally been on the more solid side.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them are in Bitby, and Bitby's are like quite famously solid, stable.
Yes.
They teach them all how to play like very standard, normal poker, and like they just grind out actual nice win rates with a solid game plan. It's insane.
Just must be nice. Yeah.
Come to the dark side of exploitative bullshit. Like we'll have fun, I promise.
Shout out to you, Mad Bro, and his crew. Can't talk about UK mid-stakes guys without shouting out George.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like you, Mad Bro, and like PSEC and those guys.
I remember once I was playing online and I was staying with some friends, and you, Mad Bro, was staying at the same time. And he was like, "Can I stand behind you and watch for half an hour?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And obviously, he wasn't giving me advice while I was playing the hands. That would be against the terms of service. But I feel like my game improved so much in that 30 minutes. It was 6-7 years ago. It was really,
I
really
remember
awesome.
when I was first coming up. I mean, I think he was trying to recruit me for Bitby a bit, but he would give me like a little bit of coaching tidbits in Discord.
Okay.
He gave me some fun ones. Yeah. Oh yeah. He actually, the donking we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
He explained that to me like 5 years ago now. Maybe
Really?
more.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
I remember
incredible.
him explaining the dynamic which leads to river donks.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, that's cool. 'Cause there was a spot where I'd overset him in a free bet pot,
Mhm.
but the board four straighted, and I was supposed to donk jam my set for value, and if I donk jam, if I have donks when I check, he jams his hand, but if I don't have donks, my range is too strong, and he checks back his hand. And he checked back and then explained why he checked back to me, and I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Like, And I was just coming up. This is when I was first shotting 1K, and I was like, "Damn, this guy has like, this guy has like real technical edge on me. Like you can quantify it in that hand right there." Um,
That
so
sounds
then
incredible.
obviously I decided to start playing him heads up.
Obviously,
I
yes.
was like, that's fun. I want to see how I do against this guy. This guy's clearly thinking like, and then we played heads up for ages, and then and then eventually, um, God, my God, he has a skill which I could never have. He won like 50K off me heads up.
Hmm.
Um, like we started playing 1K, 2K, then at 5K, and there was a moment where I knew I was beating him. In that day, I swear to God, I messaged him for heads up, and he says, "Nah, do you want to play Daryl instead?" And I was like, "What do you mean? Oh, no, play me!"
Oh, that's so
He
unfortunate.
just he quit the absolute pinnacle. I swear. After that moment, I was so sure. I'd done a bunch of studying. I was sure I was beating him, and he was like, "Nah, you can have Daryl." And I was like, okay, fine, I guess. Um,
Do you think he knew at the same time as well? Like you both sort of realized that the tides had turned?
Yeah, the thing is, we hadn't been playing as well. We hadn't played for a bit, and then I messaged him for action. We hadn't played for like 2 weeks or something.
Hmm.
Um, and I'd done some study, and then I came back, and I don't know how he just knew I'd got like I we'd played zero hands in that time, but I'd got to a point where I was like sure, I was like now I have edge, and then he quit like that second. Fucking hell.
That's crazy. How much of your volume these days, not with including the Cash Game World Championship, how much of your volume is heads up?
I think it's kind of weird. Like heads up, it's you go through phases. You'll have like a
Okay.
point where it's 100% of your volume, and
Okay.
then it'll be like nothing. Um, and so right now it's basically nothing. Although I mean, on Friday I was at a live game and like a guy, I was playing heads up till 8 a.m. With a guy I'm mates with.
Nice. Nice.
That was yeah, that was good fun. That was good fun. Like we literally the staff are just looking at us, just like, when is the game gonna break? And I'm just like, we're just
They want to
like,
go home, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Everyone wants to go home, and like we're just like we just want to keep playing. Until, like we had like another 4 hours in us, I reckon.
A lot of our viewers watching this right now will be American or perhaps not from the UK, and poker rooms in the UK are run very differently to where you are in the world. It's the staff are a little less friendly and a little more assertive with their rules. I was once playing there was two 1-2 games running, and mine one was godly, and the floor forced us to break and merge them so that they could send the dealer home. And I was just thinking to myself, that would never happen in like America, for example. They would never insist that you break the game so that your game can merge. It's a little different in the UK, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
It can be a little rude. Tell a fun story actually. Once I was playing I was playing in a casino in London. I won't name which one it was, and there was an American player in the game, and he was a fun player, and he was ordering drinks, and he was having a great time. And he raised it to £50 pre-flop, and he was trying to order a drink while he was doing it, and he like stood up and shouted the waitress across. And while he had stood, he wasn't like the other side of the room. He was one step away from his table, and the dealer just sort
Oh,
of grabbed his cards and mucked them, and the guy just raised to £50. And he sat down and he said to the dealer, "What happened? Where are my cards?" And the dealer just looked at him and shrugged his shoulders. And I was thinking that if I was in
yeah,
California, that would never, ever, ever happen. But
yeah,
it's the
yeah,
kind of thing you see, you know? It's
yeah.
crazy.
I mean, wonder why everything goes private, right?
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. Yeah, but there's nothing we can do about it. You know, you can't tell them to be nicer in the casino. They'll just sort of ban you, or just not
Yeah,
listen to you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's the thing. But they need to, yeah,
Yeah, they don't care though.
they need to sort it out. Um,
I do agree.
yeah, it's wonder, yeah,
And the
but
rake in the UK is significantly higher. But then again, it's higher in Europe. I've heard horror stories about Paris and Rosvedov and things like
oh
that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like, dude, like Paris, I went there for the EBT, and then someone was like, "Oh, there's a decent cash game." I looked at the rake, and it was like, uh, I think it was 5% 10 BB cap in like a 100-200 game.
It's insane. Absolutely
Which
insane.
is how can you have 2K leading the table? What the fuck? Hey, we got a big top
2000.
featuring Ryan here.
Okay,
Um,
let's check it out.
I'm not sure. Didn't see exactly what happened pre-flop. I'm trying to reverse engineer it. So I'm guessing Shaojin opened, Yolan called. No, wait.
There's 1,000 from each player. Well, Yeah, about 900 from
That
each
would be a
player.
small. That would be a kind of small free bet. That could make sense. It could have been Xiaojun opened, Yolam free bet, and then Ryan
Ryan
cold
cold
called.
called.
That would
Yeah.
also make some sense. And this is the kind of format where you can have cold calls to a free bet.
Ryan check calling. Shout out to Bobby James Poker in the
Nice.
chat.
Yeah. So I see him in the chat. Yeah. Haven't seen Bobby around play much live in London, but I don't know. I don't play tons of it. So.
I think he's in Vegas right now. Bobby, where are you at,
Oh,
buddy?
really?
Yolan thinking about firing that second barrel on the double flush draw board. He's gone for pot.
Oh, yeah. He's going for the sort of. He's going for the size to make you really unhappy when you have a draw here in Ryan's shoes, and he just rips it in.
The
He
ball's all
doesn't
in.
get snap called.
Oh,
He doesn't get
Yolan.
snap called. That's oh, I'm really curious what Yolan has here because this really looks like a size you'd pick to pot commit yourself, but apparently not.
Yeah, yeah.
Apparently he has a decision for that last 48 bigs.
If he
That's
has seven
interesting.
deuce, does he just have to call it off here? No, he's gone for the fold. Pocket threes. Let's go, RDP.
That's so interesting. I really wonder what he had.
We're going to check out the pre-flop action
It,
just now as well.
it's very weird to have a decision there. Do you know, like,
Yeah,
because you probably either have a hand which is an obvious fold or an obvious call. It's kind of so it kind of has to be he hero folded something, which is that's rough for Ryan if he did. I wonder what he folded.
surely he hasn't just like,
But it's like I mean, there's two flush draws on the board. The price you're getting is so good. I guess maybe he just had some hand where he wasn't getting the odds. Maybe it was seven deuce and he just decided he was too dead.
yeah.
Um.
Either
Yeah,
way,
but then it's like if he has seven deuce, what if the other guy has a nut flush draw?
yeah, exactly. What if he's just stuck it in?
You're ahead. uh,
RDP was down 10k in this game. He has rallied. And Yolan is saying that he had seven deuce. I wonder if that's true.
he had seven deuce. Okay, yeah. I mean, that does make sense as a hand you tank there. It's kind of yeah. It like you're kind of sitting there going, right. Well, if he has the nut flush draw, I'm ahead, but not even by that much. Nut flush draw has so many outs.
Yeah.
There. Like it has. What would it have? It'd have like 18 outs. So you're hardly crushing it. And then yeah. I guess that makes sense. You're just behind everything with the seven deuce.
Incredible. Yeah, RDP
What if
spinning
you
it
pop the
around.
turn to make it look like he was never folding? That's actually kind of fun if you do that with seven deuce. You make it look like you could never ever fold your hand, and it's like, oh, I guess I do.
Ryan did it earlier when he raised on the Jack 10-10. He raised like half his stack, so it's a strategy we've seen.
Yeah.
So it's pretty
Well,
interesting.
wasn't that he raised to 40, but they were like 150 effective or something? I think.
Oh
like,
yes, of course. Yeah.
I think there was still like 80 behind.
Yeah, you're right. He went 46 from 900. So yeah.
Yeah. So I think that there was room. There was a lot more room for folding there. Or I guess seven deuce is the sort of only hand where you're actually in a spot when you get jammed on there.
It's like, oh, for fuck's sake. Nice hand from Ryan. I checked the action. He did cold call the 3-bet. Was rewarded flop to set. Check called on the flop. And then very wet turn. Decided to stick it in. And it worked out very well for him. He's now got 26k. He's now covering everyone at the table. He's got almost double the amount of Linus Love. You love to see it.
The power of prodigy coaching right there. I just hope it sticks out.
That's amazing. That is awesome.
Hopefully we're not celebrating too soon, but yeah, I was saying I really want to see him do well today, and yeah, they're doing well, like making some plays with the seven deuce dynamics, showing these guys how it's done.
It's going to be banging content.
Yeah. Looking forward to see his reaction to getting free, and like the 6-3 bluff against Linus. That was pretty fun, especially after guys called 8 high against you earlier. To just still be like, nah, fuck this. I'm gonna keep bluffing him.
We got 66 likes so far. Let's see if we can get that up to 100. The algorithm is very dependent on likes. If you like this video, more people will see it. And we will be incentivized here at CoinPoker to give you more fantastic free content. As we see RDP, every time I look at the table, he's in the hand. He's been 3-bet here. Zhao using a larger size. These guys are pretty deep. Ryan's going to make the call. $4,000 in the middle here.
Ryan's saying he played that awful against Yolam, but I kind of assumed he was mostly committed.
I think it's the most standard jam, yeah. Guy bets 5k with 5k
and also
behind.
The thing is, it's like, does 7 deuce bluff off the river? Because he does have a pair. He could beat him up flush. He might just make a timid check behind.
Yeah, exactly.
You might assume you're not calling twice to fold the river there. But yeah, anyway, he's in another big pot here.
So big 3-bet, check back, and now the delay stab from Ryan. Ace of hearts on the river. Zhao hasn't checked it yet.
Yeah, he's thinking about going for a lead. Didn't think very hard about it.
Let's
go! Oh, wins with the nines. Some thin value with two overcards on the turn, but goes for it.
Absolutely fantastic. Check call from Zhao on the turn with the sevens.
Yeah. You could see Zhao knew that these sevens were reasonable to do something with, but he sort of gave up on that idea fairly quickly. But we've seen crazier calls.
Yes, we have.
maybe he ends up. Maybe he ends up flicking it in.
And our hero for the day, Ryan Apollo, is now up. He was down 10. He's up 11. 11.6. And we're still going here. For those that don't know, we have an empty seat that was taken by rigged deck, and we have a working theory that he fell asleep while playing. So that's why we have an empty seat. We're pretty sure that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, genuinely, I think it would be on brand for him to have played till he dropped. Yeah, I've been talking hands with him before on a call, and then at one point he just goes really quiet, and I'm just like, "Where did your internet go?" I message him afterwards, and I get a response like 8 hours later, like, "I'm sorry, I fell asleep at the keyboard, man." I was like, "Okay, all good. Awesome. Don't worry. Like, if you're that tired, like, you clearly needed it." Yeah. Maybe he might get better rest if he dragged himself to bed first, but
yeah, sleeping on a keyboard, it doesn't feel that great, to be honest.
Yeah.
So we've been chatting a little bit about the Cash Game World Championship. For those that don't know, Rig Deck is by far out in first place in terms of number of hands played. 19,227. In second place in that front is Linus Love. He's played 13,800 hands. And Linus is in the game today because he's bottom of the pack. He's off to a very tough start in terms of dollars won. You would never expect Linus to be in the VIP game because he's bottom of the pack, but variance is a cruel mistress.
Yeah, there's always some surprising. I mean, like, Linus has got to be like up there as most surprising name. I think, there obviously is something to be said if you're more likely to be at the bottom if you're playing really high volume. It's going to be hard. Like, there are much weaker players who've only played like 1,000 hands, and like that's I don't want to be disrespectful to them, but obviously just there's a lot of players weaker than Linus, right?
Of course.
But yeah, he's definitely one of the most surprising ones. But I mean, last year I remember at the bottom of the pack, like Yassam Gale and Doody were not doing so well, and everyone was kind of shocked. But it's like it's someone's going to get hit by the doom switch. You sort of pray it isn't you, and then you can play through it. And obviously, there may be some things you can control. Like sometimes what happens is like you run a little bit bad, and then you compound it by making mistakes. But yeah, no, I mean, I was very surprised when it happened to Yassam last year. Obviously, Linus is Linus, but like Yassam's like very very capable player, and he was he lost like 20 binds or something quite fairly quickly. So yeah, it can really happen to anyone when the games are this tough.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and you know when you're fighting hard for every pot, it's like kind of easy to push things a bit too hard, and like these aren't players who are gonna just let you have pots. Like everyone's here to fight as well themselves. So yeah,
Hmm.
it can get ugly fast.
Absolutely, yeah. For those that don't know, I keep saying it because we're getting plenty of new viewers. Big shout out to everyone that's tuned in. But we're playing the seven deuce game. This is a new format on Coin Poker whereby if you win a pot with seven deuce, everyone at the table gives you five big blinds, which in a game like this, that's $500. And we've seen some absolute shenanigans from the players at the table. Ryan DePaulo has won with seven deuce. Linus, five bet jamming all in for 15,000 with the seven deuce. Yolan bluffing off chunks and claiming to have had seven deuce, bet folding on the turn. On Jack 4-3 deuce double flush draw, Ryan DePaulo check jamming with a set. Speaking of sets, I was only 17, winning a pot there. But the seven deuce format is coming to a table near you. This will be rolled out fairly soon on all of Coin Poker. So if you are a cash game player and you want to play the seven deuce games, we'll have seven deuce tables up and running very soon, which is awesome.
So I'm saying I'm watching my sons play.
A little bit random.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I mean, I was definitely proud of the Ryan 7D bluff, but I wouldn't go so far as to call him my son. So yeah,
Very
so
nice.
yeah. Also, someone else like tips on how to sneak out of games smoothly. Example, I got to walk the dogs. Well, yeah, like walking the dogs is a classic. I've seen that one used a fair few times. Um, you know, I know there are some people in this championship here who their dogs have excellent game selection. They always die when the table gets too hard. So yeah. Oh,
As
with
Ryan.
another thin
Yeah.
value bet there from DePaulo.
Let's take a look at it. I saw the showdown. I didn't see the action. Getting called by
So I
ace
think
high, it would
he
seem.
checked back the flop and then on the turn realized realized he was good after the double check for Intelligent. Um, yeah, that's quite nice. Where you got like when you managed to get 75% pot with the bottom pair. And yeah, if you think about this kind of board when it's so low, it's
Hmm.
very tempting in Chalgen's seat to just like bet everything small for protection when he checks back the flop.
Hold that
So,
thought. Sorry to interrupt, but you
oh,
know why
sorry,
I'm
no
interrupting.
worries.
The main man. He's in a
Another
pot.
big pot.
Looks like a three bet from Linus.
Free bet from Linus comes in with a C bet. I wonder what we're gonna see here. I mean, I could see, some check call twice with a deuce for showdown might be a fun way to win a bounty.
So three bet and C bet. Linus checks it on over to Ryan on the turn. No quick check back. Does check. Three of diamonds on the river. Not much changes.
Quite interesting. Hey, yeah. Sorry,
Nice one.
excuse me one sec. Oh, I don't want to see this, but I gotta go.
Go ahead, buddy. Do your thing. I'll call the action. So turn goes check, check. Linus decides to check the river. RDP he's been the master of thin value today. He's got thin value many a time. And he's gonna rip it in for 2x pots. Pocket threes. Oh, he turned a boat. He turned a boat. Checked it back. As a fellow let me try that again. As a fellow coin poker ambassador would say, shout out Patrick Leonard. Greedy river jam. Going 2x pot after checking back the turn. Trying to get it all. But unfortunately for him.
Oh, what did I miss? Did I miss Ryan stacking Linus?
No, you missed turned full house for Ryan DePaulo. Pocket sixes. Turned a boat. Checked it back. Three of diamonds on the river. And Ryan DePaulo 2x pot jammed the river. As Patrick Leonard would say, perhaps a little greedy there from from RDP.
Oh, greedy. I mean, yeah, big hand, big bet.
That's fair, yeah. RDP with 35k in his stack again. Nice hand him. He's caught a little heat. He was running a little cold earlier, but a couple of sets, couple of turn full houses. He's got some thin value as
Yeah,
well in big pots. It's been good to see.
definitely a format where you can make a quick turnaround.
Absolutely.
Lot of money splashing about, as you can see. You know, you get dealt ace
Yeah.
king in the right spot, and someone's gonna rip a seven deuce into you.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, these guys are not nits. You know, they're the best in the world, and they're here to play. You don't get to be one of the best in the world by playing tight, nitty poker, boring old poker.
Mm.
So see another small 3-bet from Barrett from I was only 17. It looks like this is his sort of strat.
His go-to wants to play some post flop. Yeah, I mean Ryan's using like sort of the bigger opening sizes, but still, I mean, I think you should still be going a bit bigger than that. 14 is a bit too cheap.
Yeah.
Maybe he just thinks it'll be easy to fold some stuff. You know, you open so many hands, you get a good price. It might be easy to not realize some of the hands should come along. Or maybe he just hasn't studied. You know, I mean, he was very late in this game, so I could see it.
We've got a question from the chat for Owen. What do you think of the top Spanish players as a whole? You've already talked about Davey, but curious as to the other top Spanish regs.
So like, who are the other top Spanish regs these days?
I was just trying to think. Yeah, there's a fair few at mid stakes, but in terms of the best of the best,
yeah, who's up there? I mean, like there are some guys like I think. See, I'm gonna get some countries wrong. I'm pretty sure Being the Unknown is Spanish. He's a student at Davies. He's very sharp. I think he was on like a very sharp upwards trajectory for a while, and he played like a little bit of this last year. He played a few thousand hands. I think he's maybe. I'm not sure what's happened for him this year. I haven't been like keeping some track, but I assume given he's not playing, maybe it wasn't the year that he hoped. But he's someone who isn't quite at the top level right now, but I could definitely see him making that leap. You can tell he like really thinks deeply about the game. And you know, he's working with Davey and you know, there are a lot of people who I don't think would be able to handle playing the way Davey plays because it's so complicated. But this guy I think could. He's very sharp. So I think he'll be up there at some point.
We're seeing Mr. DePaulo sitting out. This might be the end. Maybe it's a smoke break. Maybe it's a baby break. We'll find out in just a few seconds for you guys. Try to think of the other Spanish players. Obviously, we've said this about the British guys, but some phenomenal tournament players that are Spanish, of course. El Conquistador.
Is Pardo, like Malacca, is he Spanish?
Malacca, he's either Spanish or Brazilian.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
They play very similarly, Spanish and Brazilian.
A lot of vamos, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of.
I think it's kind of funny how there's a divide where it's like the Brazilians almost play tourneys like cash games, and then like the Austrian flags are very respectful of the ICM and all this, and then the Brazilians are not.
Zhao going to take a little break as well. RDP has left the table. We'll get confirmation in just a few seconds, guys and girls. If this truly is the end of our stream, I got to tell you, I hope it's not. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's been quite action packed, but we'll see.
I'm gonna just ask my guys to confirm with Ryan. And if it is indeed GG, for those that don't know, Mr. DePaulo got stacked early-ish. He had 3 high, and he shoved the river, and got called by 8 high for a very large pot. But he has stormed back to book a nice win. If I can find it. Yep, in for 20. out for 35 by the looks of it, so he'll be up $15,000. And Owen, you had a bit of a chat with him before he started, so you'll be delighted that your student, dare I say it, your prodigy has done so well.
Yeah, it's been good to see him make some moves. Um, and yeah, I mean he had the nice hand where he had the set against Yolan, but a lot of those were making moves without much in his hand to speak of. So it's always counts more when you do it by bluffing, right? Like those ones
Absolutely.
always feel a little bit sweeter.
Absolutely, yeah. So it does look as if Ryan DePolo has left the table and is not coming back. So that will be the end of our stream. Guys and girls, first of all, a massive thank you to everyone that tuned in. We had some technical issues at the start, but we ironed them out and it's been a lot of fun. And a big shout out to Owen for joining yet again, giving us some secret sauce in the right places. Really appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun.
You're very welcome. All right, guys and girls, thank you very much to everyone that's tuned in. And